Good day, everybody, and welcome back. I've actually been sent something really neat recently. It's Honor and Devotion, which is a collaborative homebrew by David Adams and Outlandish Adventure Productions. I've actually reviewed a Outlandish Adventure Productions class before with Wade. I don't know. There'll probably be a bubble about here, I guess, that will let you see it. Might be there, actually. I don't know. Anyway, so a big thank you to them for sending me an early copy. I really appreciate it, and all I can say is, wow, this is actually really, really good. So, without any further ado, I'm just going to get straight into it because I have a bit to cover and not very much time because I actually have assignments to get back to. So, Honor and Devotion goes at length to bring Kara-tor to 5th edition, or at least bring aspects of it to life in 5th edition. So, for the purposes of bringing Kara-tor to life, or at least adding in these aspects of it, David and the OAP team actually took time and effort to look at the traditional, well, the traditions and mythology of like China, Japan, India, the Asian cultures really, and you can really tell how much respect they had for the source material from how they've implemented everything. So the document itself is basically a 45-page long book. It's immense, it is quite impressive, and it covers a bit of everything really, so from races and sub-races, including a special sub-race for dwarves, subclasses for every class, including the Draco Knight, which is actually one of OAP's other homebrews, which I think is pretty neat, as well as introducing a new class altogether called the Yojimbo class. I think that's how you pronounce it. It has a lot of samurai-esque themes to it, and it's really interesting, and I actually really like the concept. If I have any criticisms overall for the implementation of the entire thing, it is the Henji Yokai. They have perhaps a few too many sub-races. However, I understand why this was done, because if you look at the actual lore for the Henji Yokai, then they do actually have a lot of variation and sub-races and all that, so that's completely fine. It's just, it feels a little bit overwhelming, to be perfectly honest. I really enjoyed the subclasses, though. Some of my favorites included the College of Hikioku. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably butchering all of these, so I do apologize. Which basically, it makes your bard blind, and it has a lot of really interesting synergies with that, with all of their musical instruments and their different features, which is really nice. There's also the Godai Domain Clerics, which are a very interesting implementation of the clerics because they're sort of like 4 domains, but it's only one because they all correspond to a different element and you can swap between them, which is really neat. It's a very interesting mechanic that hasn't actually existed within the game before. There's also the Jurumug... the war... I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The Warlock patron, which is like a Spider Queen type thing, and it has a lot of spider and arachnid theming and features to it that would play out very interestingly and has, I feel like, probably a very special place in the hearts of any drow player that might stumble across it. The previously mentioned Yojimbo class is actually really interesting. Like I mentioned, it feels very samurai-esque. It has Bushido codes, which are like different archetypes, as well as different stances that you can take up, similar to the maneuvers for the Battle Master, although I do believe they're slightly different. For the feats, yes, they include feats in this. I love the inclusion of racial feats. It really expands upon the precedent set by Xanathars, and I'm really appreciative that they've done that. The magic items that they include, there's a lot of really interesting options there. I can't really list any favorites off the top of my head. They actually cover the 9 golden armaments, though, which is a really nice touch, as well as including at least one artifact that I can remember, but I don't remember the name of. So, Honor and Devotion's released today. It's probably just before this video went up, if not earlier. I'll drop it's on the DMs Guild. I'll drop a link in the description. For the next 2 weeks, or until the 8th of June, it will be available to pick up for $10. However, after that time period, because they're doing like this special early bird promotion thing, it'll be increased to its final price of $15, at which it will stay. To be perfectly honest, I actually think that this is legitimately worth $15. You can really tell the effort that they put into it, as well as how much respect they had for the material they were working with. So that's been me. If you enjoyed this video, then sweet, let me know. If not, then please tell me how I can improve. While you're on the DMs Guild, you might want to check out my stuff. Just look up Ranger Stuff. I recently released a homebrew of my own called the Soul Quaker that I'm really happy with. Anyway, cheers. I'll see you next time.